Yeah, I mean, what an amazing season. Another amazing season for Lady Buff Volleyball. And although we didn't win the championship, these girls have proven that they're champions. They've proven it multiple times this season, just consistently winning and with their backs against the wall, finding ways to come up with miraculous wins. And I think that's the biggest story for the team this year. Just absolute champions on and off the court. And that was a tough match. I mean, Cal State LA is a really good team, and they deserved it this year. But, that them being great doesn't diminish how amazing this group is and the performances that they put together this year. That semifinal match was just something else. I've coached a sport for a while, and it says maybe more that the Tampa coach, who's been there for 40 years, in his post-game interview, he was mentioning, he's like, I've been here 40 years, coached a lot of matches, and I've never seen anything like what I just witnessed tonight. And it was just gutsy win. It was all about belief. And there were some timeouts in there. I got to say that Kendra Potts, the head coach, was like, hey, we're down, but we're going to find a way here. And just to see that belief in circumstances where, other teams in the country, there's no way that they would have been able to do that. That was just something special, and that's a match for the ages right there. And so that just shows the level of champion from the leadership, from the leaders, the captains on the team, from player 1 to the 26, the athletic trainers, just an unbelievable amount of belief and trust this season. And so I couldn't be more proud of everybody that was a part of that.
Obviously, you mentioned the fourth set and how crazy that was, but in the fifth set, I mean, you guys faced match point a ton of times in the fourth set, but in the fifth set, you guys are down 14-12, facing match point again, timeouts taken, and you guys come back and win 16-14, 4 straight points. What was said during that timeout?
It was really more just, it wasn't what was said, it was what was unspoken. There's this eye contact, this head nodding that, Kendra, the whole match have been talking about how we got this. And really, more importantly, from the players. We've seen it time and time again this season at Kingsville in the regular season against MSU Denver. The girls just look at each other like, I don't know how we're going to do this, but we're going to find a way to win. And that's what they did. There were huge moments in there, big digs from Emma Patterson, amazing blocks from Emma Becker, just at the service line, people just showing up. And that's what this team had done and has done multiple times. And so, belief is based on something that is kind of unspoken, but we've proven that we can do it. And sometimes we don't know exactly how. We just know that we're going to lean on each other and find a way. And so that was awesome, even in the fifth set there.
I kind of feel like, though, maybe that might have carried over a little bit into the championship. It seemed like you guys kind of started out a little sluggish.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. These girls are putting their bodies, they're pushing themselves to the max every time they play. Players like Tori Miller just going off in the semifinals, and really everybody putting their hearts on the line. And that turnaround is brutal, to be honest, to go that hard in the semifinals and then in less than 24 hours compete to play in the national championship. I think it would be amazing if, we had a day in between just to kind of recoup. I think it would really benefit Division II volleyball to see the best match possible. I'm not necessarily saying that would change the outcome, but you're right. It's really tough to go that emotional, that physically hard, and then in less than 24 hours turn around and give a similar performance. So that did have a little bit of factor to play into it, but they still played their hearts out in that final and gave it the best they had.
What does the senior class mean to you guys? Obviously, you got this story a lot.
Yeah. I mean, what a legacy from top to bottom. I mean, Tori Miller has, got in here first year with Kendra, and Kendra and her have built this thing into what it is today. And the legacy that they leave behind is something that's can't be underset how significant it is. This is a winning program. It always has been, but the tradition just has built and become even stronger. And that's players that are graduating. Emma Patterson, Carly Evitts, a lot of local kids. And the stories like Kelsey Carpenter, what a role she played, right? To really not play a ton most of the season. And then in one of the battles of all battles against Tampa to come in and sub in and find a way to win. And each senior has definitely left a mark on this program. And that just goes to show, like I said, just each individual 1 to 26 on this roster has played a massive role in the success that we had this season.
What was kind of the conversations that were had after that final match, just between the team, and kind of how you guys just responded to it and came came together afterwards?
Yeah, we really opened it up to the team. You know, it was a special year, and in the locker room, it's obviously it's a disappointing moment. You go all year long, and you want to win the national championship, but there was a lot of pride in the locker room as well with what we put out there this season and the pride we brought back to Canyon. And so we opened up the floor to the team to just talk about, you know, one more time while we're all in the locker room together, what this season meant. And there were a lot of tears, a lot of laughs, and just capturing the special things about this season. I think that we brought, as a program, a lot of pride. We loved looking at the videos of like the local establishments were full, people were cheering us on, and that's another thing that's just a huge thing that can't be understated about this program was the support we had from the community. Unbelievable, right? I mean, we're like, I sometimes jokingly compare it to the Nebraska of Division II. I mean, we had the most fans there. From Texas flying to Pittsburgh, we felt like we were at home, almost like we were in the box. You know, it was packed in there. We have people at home cheering and celebrating and sending texts, and that support is, you know, kind of our X factor. Another person on our side that helps us get, you know, all these accomplishments and play as well as we do. So that was really cool.
Where do you guys kind of go from here as far as heading into the off season and what the process is going to be like?
Yeah, well, we have so many talented returners. You know, we're losing some talented pieces, but we just keep building up. We have a lot of pieces that we might train in some different positions. The spring is really good for that, right? We can look at, you know, players that have played one role. Maybe we slide them into something else and see if we can get them on the court a little bit more often. And so we're kind of, it's acknowledging what we've done and then continuing to push ourselves and be creative so that we can continue our success in the off season.
What is your spring practice like? I know the NCAA regulates what time time is going to start.
Yeah, well, we get back in the gym and we go 5 days a week, usually early mornings. You know, we like to allow the athletes times to do things outside of volleyball. And so we go in the mornings, we'll start back up and, you know, hit the ground running whenever we're able to go.